Okay, boys and girls, it's Miss Pridmore. We're back with Module 7, Lesson 18, the problem set. It says, measure the lines in inches and centimeters, round the measurements to the nearest inch or centimeter. Now, the reason they're having you do this is these lines will not be exactly a certain inch or centimeter. So you're going to round to the nearest whole number, the nearest inch or centimeter, okay? I'm going to walk you through this because I know some of you don't have rulers at home. Okay, so here we go. All right, now since it's showing me on the answer part centimeters first, I'm going to start by measuring in centimeters. And I'm going to do something wrong, and I want to see if you guys can catch my mistake. Do you see a problem? Yeah, I did not line the 0 up with the end of the line, right? So if you were measuring at home, you would need to make sure that your 0 line is exactly at the beginning. And when we were doing measurement before, I told you one way to make it a little bit easier is to draw endpoints on your line. This makes it really nice and easy for you to see when you're measuring. Okay, so now my 0 is perfectly lined up with the end of this line. And I look across and it's about how many centimeters? 13, right? So I'm going to write 13 centimeters in the blank. I didn't even really need to round. Okay, now let's measure in inches. So I'm going to turn my ruler over, right? And I'm going to use the larger measurements, the larger units of measurement, which are inches. Again, I make sure that I line my 0 up correctly. Okay, now what am I doing wrong this time? Right, if you said that my ruler is on a slant, you're correct, okay? It's very important that I keep my ruler as straight as possible and that it follows the contour of the line that I'm measuring. So you can see, well, maybe you can't because of the glare. Let me move this. You can see I've lined up 0 with my starting point. And then right here is where it ends, and so that it's right at the 5 mark, right? So this line is about 5 inches long, okay? We're gonna skip number 2 and go to number 3. You can skip with me. If you have a ruler at home and you want to go back and do this, you may. All right, so again, we're gonna start with the centimeter side. Ooh, sorry. And I'm going to be very careful to line up my 0 with the starting point. And then if you're looking with me, my ruler is just shy of 15 centimeters. So I'm going to round to 15 centimeters. Okay. Now let's take a look at what that measurement comes out to in inches. Ooh, okay, so look, when we line up our 0 to the starting point, look where we are. Are we at the 6 mark? No. But as you can see, we're much closer to the 6 than we are to the 5, aren't we? So to round it, sorry about that, so to round it to the nearest inch, I'm going to say 6 inches, right? So it's about 6 inches. Okay, so we're going to skip number 4 and go right to number 5. It says, do you use more inches or centimeters when measuring the lines above? Which are you going to use more of, right? So let's take a look at these numbers. Which is higher, 13 or 5? Right, 13. Which is greater, 15 or 6? 15. So in both measurements, we use more centimeters than we do inches. So our answer is centimeters. And you do not need to write a complete sentence here. They don't leave you enough room to. So you're just going to write centimeters. You use more centimeters when you measure them. Now it says explain why, right? Why do you think we're using more centimeters than inches? Think about it for a second. Okay, if you said centimeters are a smaller unit of measure, smaller unit of measurement. So, sorry guys, trying to let you see. So, you need more, and I'm gonna abbreviate cms than inches to measure. I'll let you see the full sentence after, okay? The same length. Now, Ms. Pridmore is not super concerned with you writing every single word that I wrote here. I am concerned that you understand the concept, okay? So centimeters are a smaller unit of measure, so you're going to need more of them to measure the same length than you will inches. And if you want to reflect back in earlier in this same module, think about how you need more pennies to make $1 than you need dimes, right? Because pennies are a smaller unit. They're worth less. So it takes more of them to make $1, right? It's very similar to how centimeters are with inches. So centimeters are smaller than inches, so it takes more of them to measure the same length. Okay, let's take a look at the back. Ms. Pridmore is going to stop our video here and load it so it's not too long to load, and then I'll make a part 2, okay? All right, so hang on right with me.